In this video, I'm taking you behind the scenes of a $10,000 sales month in my business, showing you what actually happened, what it looked like, and the real behind the scenes of this. We are getting real here, and you're about to see exactly what worked and what, well, didn't. Because while we might just see the shiny side over on Instagram, it is important to share this real side of what it actually took to get to that big shiny result. So let's get into the video. So for some context for you, the month that we are referring to in this video is March 2023. Now, I started this month and I already knew this was going to be a big month for me. I already knew I was going to be filming a video exactly like this at the end of the month. Not because anything was tangibly different at the start of the month. I didn't know that I was going to have clients onboarding with me. I didn't know that I was going to have any new sales coming in. But I had made a complete decision at the start of this month that I was going to be showing up differently, I was going to be strategically doing things differently, and that was going to lead to a different result for me. Now, there was one big thing which I did, which honestly was the biggest contributing factor in actually getting this result in the first place. And that was actually taking sales activities in my business every single day. This meant I was selling in some way, in some form, on some different platform, on some different medium, every single day for the whole of March. I did not miss a single day, and that is why I got the big results, which I did at the end of the month. And honestly, this is the big piece which most business owners are missing. If you actually went out there and you sold consistently and continuously, it is so amazing what actually happens when you just do this small little action every single day. And I was really using March to test this theory I had, essentially, that if I was fully showing up and fully selling every single day for an entire month, what could actually happen? What could my sales actually look like? And it sounds so simple, but it really is this simple when you know that you're doing the right things. But that's where people get stuck in the first place, is knowing actually what does a sales activity look like? How do I sell every single day? And not make it really robotic, make it actually something which gets results, and make it something which resonates with my audience as well, and something which feels really exciting for me to talk about every single day. So I've taken these sales activities, which I did for these 30 days of March, and I've put them into a completely free PDF for you, so you can have these list of 30 sales activities that are actually going to make you sales and actually going to get you results in your business. And you can find that in the description. So if you click the link in the description, you can get that free guide of 30 sales activities you can take right now in your business to actually make sales. So make sure to watch this video first to see exactly what I did during these 30 days, see the full breakdown, see the full behind the scenes of what didn't work as well, and then go grab those 30 sales activities and you can start implementing this yourself. So let's start by going into what actually did work. So what actually did get me these results in terms of the clients that did actually sign up with me. Make sure you stay to the very end as well, because I'm going to be sharing with something which I don't think I've seen anyone really share before, of how many yeses I got this month versus how many no's I got as well, because I think it's so important to actually have that conversation that you've got to have the no's to get the yeses as well. So I'll be sharing that statistic later in the video. But for now, what actually did work? The first thing that worked really well for me in March in making this a massive sales month was actually just asking people who has been curious or even thinking about working with me. Now, the reason why this works really well is at this point in time, my one-to-one coaching offer is really the only way that you can work with me. It is a mid-4-figure program. It's not an easy jump for someone to make, essentially. So it works really well for me to lower the barrier to entry, essentially. And for that very first step, to just simply ask people, okay, who is curious, who's interested, who's been thinking about this, just so we can start a conversation from there and make it not such a big decision which someone needs to make to jump into a program. They can simply just let me know that they've been a little bit curious, they've been thinking about it. So I put out this poll on my stories, 3 people responded to that, and 2 of those people have now signed on as one-to-one clients after we'd had a discussion together. But this is such a great way for you to really find out who has been your silent lurkers in your audience, because these people who ended up signing up as clients with me, I had no idea that they were even interested in working together at all beforehand. They'd been watching all of my content and everything and engaging, but they hadn't ever let me know that they were interested in working with me specifically. So this can be really helpful for you to put out there just to see, make it a no pressure conversation, essentially. Make it something which people can just lightly let you know There's no pressure, there's no expectations, there's no we're going to book a call, there's no we're going to work together, anything like that. Just make it really easy for someone just to let you know I've been potentially interested in this. The second thing which worked really, really well for me this month in making this a big sales month was offering limited time single strategy sessions. So again, making it a really low barrier to entry for somebody to get a taste of what working with me would look like for the people who were on the fence already. So this meant that someone could make a really small investment, they could get an hour with me, and we could really get to experience my coaching and get to really work through some of the things which they were struggling with, where they're wanting to go in that hour together, and they could really see what an amazing experience they had working with me essentially. And then from there, almost all of those people have ended up booking a follow-up call with me to talk about continuing to work together because they had an amazing experience from that short taste of which they got. The third thing which worked really well was actually supporting people who I knew had questions. So this primarily looked like whenever I saw someone having a question in a Facebook group that I knew I could help with, just generally going in and offering my advice, offering some things which could help them, giving my 2 cents, giving them some tips and strategies which they could go away with. Again, there's no ulterior motive or anything like that. But if throughout the conversation we do then get to the place, which it normally does get to this place, where the person then obviously needs more support than a simple message conversation back and forth can actually give them, then that gives me an opportunity to say, okay, do you want to hop on the phone so we can talk about how I could potentially help you with some of these bigger areas you're wanting to work on? And by that point, they've really built up an amazing relationship with me. They know that I can help them. They've started implementing some of the tips I've given them already, and it's just been genuinely helpful for them. So they are so much more likely to, even though they are a cold lead and they don't really know much about me, they don't really know who I am, to actually decide that, yeah, I want to hop on the phone with this person and hear how they could potentially help me with even further. The fourth thing which worked really well this month in making this a big sales month was actually posting consistently on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is absolutely amazing for business owners, and I highly recommend you getting on that. If you have absolutely any questions about that, just drop me a message on Instagram. But from my audience, which is a very small audience, I have about 70 people in there at the moment, I've had 2 very, very hot leads. I'm reaching out about working together. We're still in discussion at the moment as the time I'm filming this video, but I've had 2 people directly reaching out to me from no conversation beforehand, just reaching out to me from my content, out of an audience of 70 people as well, and potentially signing on to work with me. So just being strategic about what platform I'm really prioritizing here, really making sure I'm putting my attention here and I'm showing up consistently here on LinkedIn has been absolutely amazing for me. Okay, now let's move on to the juicy side of what didn't work. So these are the strategies which I tried, they're the things which I still put out, and it's not saying that these strategies don't work overall, but I didn't see any results specifically from them during this month. So the first thing which didn't work there was asking past clients for referrals. So this is an amazing strategy just for context, and I think this is a great way to get clients as well, but I think this is definitely more of a long-term game. It's not something which you're going to necessarily see results from short term. A lot of people I reached out and they are very much keeping an eye out, but they don't know anyone currently who they could refer. So short term, I haven't seen any fruits from this, but I very much believe in it as a long-term strategy, and I'm very glad that I actually spent the time to actually go out and do this, because I think long-term, this is going to be an amazing strategy. The second thing which did not work for me this month was really going out and selling just for the sake of selling and ticking off the box. So when I set myself the challenge of selling for 30 days continuously, it is so easy for days when I'm really busy, days when it's got to 10 p.m. and I still haven't sold that day, to just almost try and tick the box and just throw up some old slides, not really have any meaning behind it, not really share anything new or share anything with any passion or excitement, but just do it to tick the box essentially. And that was something which just did not work. Every single time I did that, there was only a few times this month, it fell completely flat. And that's when I started actually putting together the 30 sales activities list, because it's so helpful just to have that variety and just to see what all of the different options are and just really get those creative ideas essentially for how you can sell in different ways. So when it does come to 10 p.m, it's been a really busy day and you're wanting to sell, you're wanting to show up and actually get some sales in your business, you can simply just pick from that list versus actually having to come up with new ideas or just reshare the same old story over and over again to your audience. So again, make sure you've grabbed that guide from the description, because that would be so helpful, because that literally saved me in the second half of the month. And the final third thing, which did not work very well for me, is not having a smaller offer which people can jump into. So as I mentioned, I had started offering the single strategy sessions. So I did this around the second half of the month because I realized that actually there are some people who aren't quite ready for my high ticket program yet, but I had nothing that they could jump into essentially because I've been so much prioritizing this. So what I really did was implemented and pivoted midway to create that for people. And I had a few people jumping into that then. But going forward, I am 100% going to be bringing in some smaller offers for people to jump into. So you've heard it here first, stay tuned because I'm going to be bringing back my sales program as well. That has been literally my most popular course ever, but I have not sold it at all since Black Friday. So I'm so excited to bring that out. And I'm going to be sharing even more new modules inside of that as well from my experiences from this month and from all of the sales experience I've got since I actually created that program a couple of years ago now. And the best part about that is, much like the 30 sales activities list, it's a choose your own adventure style. So there's so many strategies inside that you simply just get to pick what ones you like, insert them into the process, which I give you the full process that you need, and then simply implement that. And you can switch them out as you're needing, but you get to take what you really love, leave what you don't like, and there's so much in there that you literally have over 9,600 possible strategy combinations, so it's impossible to get bored with all the options there. So I'm so excited to bring that out again, which will be coming out very soon, so stay tuned for that. But that was definitely one thing which I was really noticing I was missing, was having that smaller offer that people could actually jump into. Okay, now onto the really fun part of the video. So let's talk about the actual results from this month. So really breaking down the numbers of the successes and the failures. So first up, how many yeses did I have this month? So how many clients have I signed? The answer to that is I have signed 3 clients this month, and they came from 4 different discovery calls. That's about a 75% conversion rate, which is very normal for me. I also, as well, for a little bit of context, booked in a couple of sales calls, which are going to be coming in April. So this isn't really fully reflecting the results of March, but it's pretty close. And now the really important part, how many no's did I get? So how many people had we been actively talking about working together, but it either wasn't the right time, the price was too much for them, or it just wasn't a good fit? And that was a total of 6 people there. Now, I think this is so important to share, and I really want to emphasize this part in particular, because it's really easy when you see a number to think that someone's just got everyone saying yes to them, and that's never the case in sales. There's always the no's, and to be honest, the more no's that you're getting, the more yeses you're going to be getting as well, because it means you're having conversations with people. It means you're actually going out and selling in the first place. So I really wanted to make sure I shared that number, because I think it's really important for us to actually get the full context and get the full behind the scenes behind all these big shiny number wins. Now, this was over $10,000 in sales so far as well, because we've still got a few days left of the month too. But this literally all came from those sales activities and doing sales activities every single day, not just in the typical robotic way that we'll usually do this in the industry though, but actually getting creative, actually doing this in lots of different ways every single day. So as I mentioned, I've put together 30 sales activities, completely different, so fun, so creative, and will keep you fully selling for 30 days. And I've put this all together into a PDF for you. So click the link below, make sure you grab your copy of that, because it will be a game changer for your business. And there you have it. That is the full behind the scenes of my $10,000 sales month. Comment below what you are taking from this and what is your next income milestone that you're working towards. Seriously though, go and comment so I can go and support you. And do not forget to grab your free guide of the 30 sales activities that will actually make you sales in your business. And if you're wanting to have your biggest sales month ever in your business, and you have a small audience as well, and you're wanting to really utilize that small audience, make sure you click this video, because I put together a video on exactly how you can make money with your small audience. So click here to learn how to make even more sales this month without needing to grow your audience. I hope this video helped you, and I will see you in the next one.